Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. So you know how I was complaining last week about having to do things and leave the house and talk to people and interact with humans and do stuff in real clothes and whatever. So it didn't end with last week. I am still doing stuff this week. I'm gonna have to leave the house probably at least twice this week, possibly more. I'm not very excited about that. And then also, it's tomato season. Sorry if you heard that beep. It's because I used the last of the tea that I had in the pot for this cup. So I had to make a new pot. And I had to put the timer on so that I would remember to go turn the water off when it comes to a boil, because otherwise I will forget and then it will just keep boiling. Ask me how I know this. And I mean, in fact, I almost forgot to set the timer just in the time it took me to walk from the kitchen to here. So that's a problem. And so this particular timer does a warning beep at 10 minutes and at 5 minutes. So that was the 5-minute mark. I have gotten very distracted by this thing about the timer. What was I talking about before that? Oh, it's tomato season, right. So because of all my food stuff, dietary restriction situation, we typically acquire a large quantity of tomatoes this time of year and then do something with them, some form of preservation, because at some point it's so hard for me to find things that I can eat that aren't contaminated with corn in one way or another, that there are periods where this is literally the only vegetable that I have access to, so we get large quantities and do a lot. So we have gotten our first installment of tomatoes for this season, and now we have to process them, which is going to be a lot, a lot. But we're going to have a lot more this year than we had last year, so that is both good and bad, good news and bad news. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing for a lot of the week, dealing with tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. On the other hand, we've got it kind of down to a science now. I mean, I'm, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that I have not jinxed myself here, but we've got a method going so far that works pretty well, that is much more efficient than what we used to do. So, hopefully that continues to work, because we have a lot of tomatoes to deal with at this point. We currently have 10 boxes of tomatoes, and then we are supposed to get a further 10 later on when the produce stand, it's like a farm, like a produce farm, when they can provide us with another 10 boxes, we're supposed to get another 10 from them. So that's going to be a lot of tomatoes. So I'm going to be spending a significant amount of time processing tomatoes in the near future. So that's what I'm doing this week. I know that you didn't ask, but nonetheless, I am telling you. So that's what I'm doing this week, and I hope that you guys are doing something that's at least more entertaining than that. It's not a very fun thing to do, I guess. It's not bad, it's just kind of tedious. So I hope you guys are doing something that's, not tedious, something that you enjoy. So I guess I'm done, because I'm going to have to go before the timer goes off so that I can go turn the water off and make another pot of tea. So I love you all very much, and I will see you next week. So don't forget to be awesome.